Welcome to Arts and Code. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my video. In this video, we will learn how to insert an element in an array in C programming. We will learn how to insert an element in between an array. You can define the length of the array and also specify the location where you want the new value to be inserted. And our program will display the array after the value has been inserted. First, I'm going to include standard io.h. Include standard io.h. Now I will define a macro called max and initialize it to a value of 100. So we are going to use define max 100. And now I'm going to define a few variables. Define in our main function int main return 0 and define an array A of size max elements. This would be our array of int A and pass in our max. And I'm going to define few other variables that we are going to use in our code. So this will be size I k j. And here we are going to print a message using a printf function. Enter length of array. Printf, please enter length of array. The length user will enter will be assigned to a variable size. So we are going to use scanf to read the input from the user. And it will be a int value. And now we will use a for loop to prompt the user to enter the elements of the array. So this will be need to close this one. For I set to 0 and I less than or equal to the size -1, because array index start from 0, and I plus plus. And here we are going to scan the values for our array, the elements from the user. and our array name A and the index. So we are reading those values into our array. And now we are going to prompt the user to enter position where they want to insert in our array. So over here we are going to use a printf statement. Printf and a new line before printing our message. Please enter position where to insert. And read that value into our variable k. So that would be scanf, and it's also an integer value. We can also print the elements of array after we get those values. So I will add another for loop over here to print our array elements. Printf and new line. Array is for I set to 0 and I less than equals to the array size -1 and increment I, and here we are going to print the elements of array. Printf sign the backslash and our array name and the index. Because the arrays in C are zero base, the position user enter is decremented by 1. So we need to use over here. Okay. To create space for the new element at the specified index location, all the elements need to be shifted one position down. So we are going to use another loop. This will be for j is set to size -1 and j is greater than or equals to k and decrement j. And here we are going to swap the elements. This will be a j plus 1 value set to a the value of array a at index j. So in this loop over here, we are shifting all the elements of the array one position down from the location of insertion. And now the user need to enter the value to insert. So we are going to read that one. and print the message. Printf. Enter the value to insert. And then use scanf function to read the value. Scanf %d and sign the name of our array at the location or index k. We can again print the array values after insertion of element. So here will be printf array values or elements after insertion. And we can add a new line. And use a for loop for I set to 0, I less than equals to the size, and I plus plus, and print the elements. Printf and array name and index. This one is I. And this over here is a semicolon. And after we run our program, we need to enter length of our array. So I will enter 5. And now I need to enter those 5 elements for our array. So I will enter 5, 10, 30, 40, and the last one, 50. And here our array is printed 5, 10, 30, 40, 50. We should add a new line before printing this value. And now we need to enter position where we want to insert. So I will add position 3. So this is our first element. Second element, at third element, we want to insert a new value, and the value we want to insert. So I will change this 30 to 300 and hit enter. And we can see array value after insertion, and our third element value change from 30 to 300. So we successfully inserted element to our array. To keep on learning, please subscribe to my YouTube channel Awesome Code. Keep supporting me, and thank you for watching. And don't forget to like my video.